Welcome to Gaming Top Down. Today we're going to be unboxing and taking a look at Snowcrest from Grail Games. This game just delivered to me here from Kickstarter. I think this is the Kickstarter Deluxe edition that has a mini expansion and wooden pieces, so I'm very excited to open this one up. It's a fairly simple hand management kind of tableau building game based on cards with this awesome artwork. So let's go down to the table, open the box up, and see what is inside. All right, down here at the table, we can see the game was designed by Philip DeBerry, and the art and graphic design was done by Carrie Aitken. Back of the box here, you can see it's a 1 to 4 player game. They recommend 14 plus, which is kind of surprising. It's not incredibly complicated, but there is a bit to think about with the combos and the actions on your card, so I guess that makes sense. And about 45 minutes to play. All right, let's open it up here. And first up is the rulebook, like normal. So let's open that up and take a peek. Life in the mountains is hard. And some flavor text there. Probably zoom in a little bit here so you can see it a little bigger. There we go. All right, welcome to Snowcrest. How to set up, preparing to play, about buildings, cards, and gold. List of actions on the cards. Examples of the actions. Here's the basic variant. And frequently asked questions. Guessing this was the solo. Yeah, playing the game solo. And kind of a scoring table there. For difficulty level, I have 10 different difficulty levels, looks like. It's very kind of faint, at least in the camera, to see those values. And an icon reference guide on the back. Very much appreciate that. Okay, zooming back out just for a second. Next up in the box, we have, instead of boards in this game, they have, well, maybe there are player boards. We'll get to those in a minute. But we have mats, which is kind of a cool touch. It's also cool that they fit in the box. I hope that the kind of wrinkles will fall out, but I know they did some testing with different types and designs of these, so I think hopefully they landed on one that works really well. Let's open this up. A little noisy here for a second. Yeah. This was, I think, a stretch goal upgrade, because this was going to be just a bunch of little cardboard circles for the different areas of the game. Or like I forget what all the names are, but like the buildings and the forest cards. There's a special resource that goes on the forest cards, and then these dragon cards, and the objective cards, and I think this is probably just the row of the like white common character cards. But yeah, very cool. I like the touch there, has stitching on the edge, so hopefully it won't come unfrayed or anything. Definitely makes it feel a little bit unique in that way. And then here, I think instead of player boards, there are 4, well, there should be 4, I guess we'll count them in a second. 4 player mats. Again, that look very cool. Slide them down just a little bit so you can see them better. You will keep your cards here on this little section here with the 9 slots. You can see there's different colors of dragon here stitched in. Yeah, these are very cool. And they, even with like the little creases in there from them sitting folded in the box, they actually lay very flat. So I don't know, I think it's a cool kind of tactile, touch. Hopefully the resources and everything will stack on here pretty well. Let's flip through those real quick, see if there's anything else different. Oh yeah, the building colors are different too. We've got red, green, blue, and yellow. Okay, and then here I usually play green, so we'll leave that one up top here while we're unboxing the rest. All right, I like those. I hope that they will hold up. I can't imagine they would hold up any worse than a regular cardboard board though. So anyways, back in the box, we've got a few stacks of cards. We will get to those in a minute. The cards from the Frost expansion, another stack of cards. So we'll open those last. Then we've got a bunch of wooden pieces, a bunch of what are these? Plastic baggies. Vocabulary is escaping me for a second. And then some cardboard pieces for some of the other things like buildings and things like that. So let me like the cool artwork on inside the box as well. All right, for the cardboard tokens, they are nice, kind of linen finished texturing on those, and they're pretty dang thick. I don't know if you can tell from that, but if like traditional is like 2 millimeters, it feels like it might almost be 4. Not 100% sure, but they are they're thick. They're not thin ones. So yeah, those look cool. They're different on the back for the buildings, so you can tell when you have exhausted them before they are refreshed. I think this one is a first player token. That's why it looks slightly different. And then you have some tokens for some of these that I think are replaced here in the wooden pieces. We'll get to those in a minute. Like these omen tokens and scroll pieces, I think they just gave you these as well, but there are some wooden pieces here. Yeah, this is pretty straightforward. There's 3 of these sheets of the buildings. So we'll put those off to the side for now. And let's take a peek at the wooden versions of these. All right. The resources here have kind of unique names. These ones are barley. They're printed on both sides, and they are, again, pretty thick, like 3 millimeter wooden discs with printing on both sides. And let me see, I'm going to stack 5 of each here on my board just to see how well those stack. They are a little stuck together, but it doesn't look like it's pulling any of the print off. That is pretty common with wooden pieces to stick together. There are a bunch of those. Okay, then we've got these ones here. These are gold coins. They're kind of the wild resource in the game that can represent any of the other 4. They look like that. Kind of a light tan with dark brown. Let's take 5 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoops. Here. Okay. It's like there's a few fewer of those, but you probably don't need quite as many since I think they're a little more difficult to get. Okay, I'll dump the rest of these out. I forgot the term that they use for these ones. They go on this forest card, 3 of them per player. And once they're all removed, whoever removed them has to pay some amount of something, either one of these currencies or some cards from their hand or something, and then they'll get a reward, and everyone else will have to make that payment or else take some omen, which is basically negative points in the game. So they look nice, kind of these forest type of resources there. Okay, there are a lot of those. Okay, 2 more types of regular resources here. These ones are called like spirit bells or something along those lines. Got this dark blue with light blue on them. Put 5 of them over here. Whoops. And then last up are, and now I can't remember. I think one is called Spirit. Is it Spirit Bells or Spirit Bowls? Ugh, can't remember. But I like the way these look, being dark green with a light green touch on them. And again, they're all the same size for all of the different types of resource here. Uh-oh, that one is tipping a little bit since I have 5 boards on top of each other. I think I'm right on a crease there for that one, but I think those will lay just fine. Okay, that is those regular wooden pieces. Then these are scrolls, which I think are kind of like the victory points in this game. Let me zoom in a little bit. You can see some of this a little bit closer. They have this cool star shape. I think you'll keep track of your scrolls over here. And they will also be kind of the timer for the game. In a 4-player game, I think you put 30 of them out. And once they are taken, then that will trigger the last round of the game. Whoops. Drop in scrolls, but that's okay. Okay, these are like a negative omen. Basically, anytime you get to the end of this track, if you would get another omen, then you have to start stacking these here. And these are omens that you can never remove, which is bad. They're basically negative 1 point each. And so if you get these permanent ones that can't be removed, that's kind of a bummer. That is what those are for. And then in here, we have what must be like an upgraded first player token, I think. This cool blue coin with the dragon on it. And then each player will get one of these wooden omen markers that they will put here at the center of their track. And then they will move back and forth here, either gaining victory points at the end of the game, I think in scrolls. Surprised it doesn't have a scroll symbol there, but I feel like the prototype maybe did, but maybe that was confusing and people were then taking scrolls, which I don't think you're supposed to, or losing points at the end of the game for those. So those are all of those wooden pieces. All right, last up here in the box are the stacks of cards. So let's open these. I'm not sure. Let's open the expansion one last, the achievement one second to last. And I guess first, with a little zoom out here, we will open this one. It looks like it is kind of the standard deck. Okay, do appreciate a nice pull tab. Those opened very easily. Okay, and now I'm going to zoom back in so you can see these cards a little closer. So on the backs, we'll see some different colors, I think, for the 4 different player colors. Each person will have their own starting cards, and then I think these are part of the general supply, so are common characters. So let's look at those separately. Here is the yellow deck. 4 of the cards will be starter cards that have this symbol on the top right, so they will be the last 4 cards that we see. Got a farmer, merchant, initiate, great initiate, cool artwork, especially if you like animals, anthropomorphized animals, then kind of a cool vibe here. Player aid card, and then the 4 starting cards that have the major or basic actions on them, and then you also get a resource from them as well when they are flipped upside down. Got the aristocrat, oh, missed a chance there. The herder, the peasant, and the pilgrim. I wonder how different these decks are. So that was yellow. I'm guessing they are probably the same, just in different colors. Let's look at the red one and just see. And I guess while we're here, I just want to see if they are exactly the same. What did we start with? Farmer, and feels like they're at least in a different order. Oh, maybe not. We got Farmer, Merchant, Initiate, Farmer, Merchant, Initiate. Okay, so it seems like the starting decks are identical. But that's probably fine because there is, I think, a large common deck that you'll be drafting from as well, so that you kind of doing some light deck building to make your deck a little different. So we don't need to look at all 4 of those decks. Just know there is one for all 4 of the player colors: yellow, red, green, and blue. Okay, let's open this second pack here. Again, a really great pull tab, which is not common. As someone who has unboxed like 400 games, that is not a common thing, so appreciate those. Okay, we've got some achievement cards, some of those forest cards. Let's look at all of those separately in a minute. Just separating out here these like dragon cards. I think they have a different name than dragon, but... And then these are all part of this common deck that will add those 3 cards from the last stack to. Okay, here is the common deck of Animal Friends, Master Farmer, Gardener, Recruiter, Great Herder, Careless Initiate, Blacksmith. Wow, he's getting a swole in there. Master Herder, Master Monk, Teacher, Great Priest, Monk, Trailblazer, Translator, Abbot, Great Counselor, Great Teacher, Great Monk, Great Abbot, Mystic, Builder, Oracle, Assistant, Nun, Officer, Scholar, Great Mystic, Great Blacksmith, Bellcaster, Master Chopper, Artisan, Corrupted Priest, Poet, Calm Priest, Great Farmer, and the Hungry Initiate. I like that guy. Okay, so that is that white deck. Sorry for the trains honking in my area right now. Okay, we got the forest deck. And there are different cards here for the Hungry Ghost. I'll just really quickly, you have like the curse section. You have to pay these in order to get this reward. And everyone else that's playing will also have to pay something, but they don't get a reward. Hungry Ghost, Forest Zombie, Lord of Birds, Enchanted Tiger, Spirit Snake, and the Vampire Knight. And then here are achievement cards. Remove this card and take 2 scrolls if you are the first to have 9 villager cards in play. If you have 7 cards in your village face down, you're the first to move all the way to the left on the omen track. First to perform the veneration action, first to perform the meditation action. If you were the first to have 5 building tiles, first to have 2 farms, 1 forge, and 1 shrine. If you have no cards remaining in your personal deck, first to take the final Juniper token from the forest deck. That's what those tokens here are called, Juniper. Remove this card and take 2 scrolls. First to have 6 or more cards in hand. So some of those will be randomly put out, I think, here on this section of the main board. All right, and then some dragon cards. And these are kind of more intense versions of the forest cards with an offering you have to make either in a bunch of negative omen or discarding cards, getting rid of buildings, resources, stuff like that, and then you get a reward for it, and everyone else is just cursed and doesn't get a reward. Lord of Death, Sea Dragon, Thunder Dragon, Wind Horse, Abominable, Snowman, Snow Lion, Dark Demigod, Masked Demon, Mountain God, Evil Snow Spirit, Demon Crow, and the Frozen Goblin. All right, that is it for the main deck of cards, but there are a few more here in this Frost mini expansion. So let's open this up as the last little bit of this unboxing. And it looks like they are all part of this common deck here. And this card, I think, just kind of explains some details about specific ones. So that's kind of cool. All right, we've got and they all have an F down here so you can tell. The Crafty Farmer, the Mystical Teacher, the Magistrate, the Forester, Spiritual Friend, Careful Priest, Barley Thief, take one from each opponent, haha, Juniper Thief, and the Gold Thief. So it just adds a bit of thieving, it looks like, and a few other things to that common deck of cards. All right, well, looking at it, I think that we have looked at everything here in the box, so that is going to do it for this unboxing of Snowcrest from Grail Games. Let me know in the comments if you've played any other games from Grail Games or from Philip DeBerry. Very excited to try this one out. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you on the next unboxing here on Gaming Top Down. Thank you so much for watching this video. As most of you know, Gaming Top Down is an independent endeavor. I don't accept money from publishers for previews or opinion-related content, but there are a few ways that you can support the channel and help me keep the lights on. Liking this video and subscribing to the channel helps me to grow. If you're thinking of getting a game that I covered in this video, please click the affiliate link in the description of this video. It helps to support me and doesn't add any cost to your purchase. I also do a weekly gaming podcast where I talk about the board games that I'm playing along with my brother. You can check that out on Apple's podcasts and on Spotify. And you can also get that podcast 3 days early over on our Patreon. You can follow the Patreon at patreon.com/supergamebrothers completely for free. But if you do support us over there, you get some extra perks like being able to write into the show, getting early access to the show, voting on the games that I'm going to cover and review, and lots of other fun stuff. Thanks so much for your support, for liking and commenting on my videos. You really are what helped keep the lights on for me. Thank you.